like we were just starting training camp, but here we are in October, and off we go on EA Sports.
Kene Nwangu now out of his end zone.
And he will be brought down here inside the 20. Good coverage as he's dropped at the 17. Here's Cook as they begin on the ground. And this defense feeling the encouragement. They stop him at the line of scrimmage on the first play of the afternoon. Cousins gives way to Cook. And a short gain here across the 10 to the 12. Give him 3 on the play, and it'll be a 2nd and long.
Well, this defense for the Saints, they were very strong last week in the win over Carolina.
Yeah, what stood out to me on tape, the way they were flying to the football. So that tells me that they've got all their assignments down, and they're playing with extreme confidence.
Now a deep ball there on 2nd down, but it'll wind up incomplete.
So this game here in London, the first of 5 games in the NFL International Series for 2022. We'll see the Giants and Packers here next week. Broncos and Jags at Wembley at the end of the month. The Seahawks and the Bucs, that'll be in November in Munich, Germany. First time
into heavy traffic, and it's intercepted.
Picked off by Alontae Taylor.
And he will take this one home. It's a touchdown. Will Lutz on for the point after. And his kick is no good. An inauspicious start here kicking-wise as this one stays a 6-0 game. So they throw the pick 6. They'll get another shot at it now as this one's in the air.
Taken at the goal line.
And the decision to come out of the end zone is going to cost him 5 yards as he's taken down right at the 20. Here are the Vikings now to start their next drive. Now remember, they were just out here a moment ago through the pick 6, so we'll see if they can take better care of the football this go-around.
Yeah, and sometimes, partner, I think it's almost better that you just throw the pick 6 and you come right back out on the field. You're not over on the sidelines dwelling for it for very long. You're not hearing everyone say, oh, hey, you'll get them next time. Hey, don't worry about it. All that stuff just goes right out the window. You're right back out on the field with a chance to atone.
On play action, Cousins. And they're not able to hook up there. Incomplete.
Oh, man, for him to be that wide open and drop it. Sometimes you have just too much time on your hands, right? You end up thinking way too much, and your hands get shaky.
And yes, he's a tight end, but that's a catch he should have made. Cousins. They're trying for Rager, but it's intercepted. Picked off by Alontae Taylor.
Well, these defensive coaches, they sure like what they've got in this rookie corner. And with good reason, as you saw there.
It only cost him a day 2 pick, and a lot of people thought he had first-round ability. But when he was available on draft night, that was one where you didn't need the full time to make the selection. You call that pick in early, and he shows why he was so coveted with that interception there.
Now a throw to the end zone on first down, but it winds up incomplete.
They'll put a check mark in the box where the defense coordinator was saying, how well can we stay with these receivers if we're in man coverage? Because he just did it on that one, forced the incompletion. That allowed him to get bolder with his pass rush, won't it?
Absolutely, frees up your guys elsewhere. On 2nd and 10, Carr. Touchdown, Saints. Juwan Johnson, his 2nd touchdown on the season.
And the Saints are able to strike quickly to add on to their lead.
This time, the extra point up and good. And the lead now stands at 13. The ball upright on the PAT, and the Saints kick team booms it away.
This taken in at the goal line.
Oh, good return up past the 30. Here are the Vikings now to start their next drive. And job one here, Charles, just keep possession of the football. 2 drives, 2 turnovers to this point.
You're exactly right, Doctor. Hippocratic oath. First, do no harm. And right now, they're harming themselves on offense.
I like that. No one is mistaking me for a doctor, though. But thank you, Dr. Davis. Now Cousins. And here's another interception, the 3rd of this first quarter. It's the Honey Badger, Tyrann Mathieu. Ball up to the 35 now as they come up on 1st and 10. Now after the INT, it's Carr. He's going to take a shot right away for the end zone.
And this ball incomplete. Looked very much to be a catchable ball. Could not hang on. 2nd down coming up.
The first carry now. This is Alvin Kamara. And he'll do a nice job here just to fight his way back to the line of scrimmage. Call it no gain on the run there, and now they'll be looking at a 3rd down.
Absolutely love the effort there. The ability to flow from his inside spot and stop that one at the line of scrimmage. Nice linebacker play.
On play action, it's Carr. And he can't find a receiver, and he's brought down.
And Daniil Hunter, he's the one who gets in there and brings him down to the ground. Blake Gillikin on to punt now on 4th down.
He was called on 3 times in the win last week as his first one here's away. Officially just 27 yards there on the punt. And the Vikings will take over here 1st and 10. Here are the Vikings now to start their next drive. They're still in search of an initial 1st down as they come up here first. And his pass is intercepted for the 4th time today. Picked up by Leonard Floyd. And he will take this one home. It's a touchdown. The defense more than did its job. Now the offense is summoned onto the field as they'll go for 2. Carr will look to throw. And he's got it. So the try for 2 successful. And that bumps their lead up even further.
So how about this for a start? 21-0 here in the first as they kick this one away.
And that one carries out of the side of the end zone for a touchback. So that will come out now to the 25-yard line. Cousins and the Vikings with a 1st and 10 at their 25-yard line.
He'll start by handing it off to Dalvin Cook.
And some room to maneuver. There he goes, right side. Touchdown, Vikings.
Well, since we don't have a rooting interest in this one, neither one of us wanted to see this one get out of hand too early. Here we are in the first quarter. That was an important response for them to score, already down 21.
So with the missed PAT in his rearview mirror, he goes back out to kick this one off.
From a yard or 2 deep, here comes a return. And that decision to bring it out ends up not being a good one. Costs him about 5 yards as he's tackled at the 20.
The Saints offense on the field, ready to get their drive started.
Obviously not the intended goal last drive. They had to punt the football, but still, they've got the lead here, and now a chance to add on to that lead if they can get points on this drive. 1st and 10 upcoming. Try to get that one to Chris Olave.
That'll bring up 2nd down.
That was well defended. They clamped down on every available receiver. Just got to give the win to the defense on that snap.
Throwing again on 2nd and 10. Carr. Oh, hit as he throws there, incomplete.
They're bringing a lot of pressure here already in the first quarter. Already sacked him once. How they get in there and knock another one away. You think maybe that Tucker rule being gone makes defenses a lot bolder?
Yes, indeed. That time, lucky that the arm was going forward, incomplete pass. And he'll get this up to the 30-yard line. 10 yards, good for a Saints first down.
Usually we see runs like this as the defense breaks down later in the game, but this guy is setting the tone early, running through all types of tackles and putting the defense back on its heels.
Staying on the ground on first with Kamara. And he is going to be stopped cold behind the line of scrimmage. Now they contend with a 2nd and 12 after the loss. Now a play fake. Carr. And that one going to come up short. Low throw.
That was an interesting look there because as soon as he got outside the pocket, I thought he was going to take off and run for yardage. But what often happens now with these quarterbacks who can move, defenses want to try and keep bodies in front of them, and I think that discouraged him from taking off and made him try a pass downfield that fell incomplete.
Throwing his Carr on 3rd down. And that's going to be incomplete. The contact there enough to jar that ball free, and it brings up 4th down. Blake Gillikin on to punt here as he'll send this one away. They'll score that a 36-yard punt, and it will be Vikings ball, 1st and 10. Here are the Vikings now to start their next drive.
Well, partner, coaches always say that every play is designed to score a touchdown. Sometimes that's not really true, but last drive, that was the case. One play to get into the end zone, and now they'll try to duplicate that success here.
And it's rare for those moments to happen. Incredible when they do. And you saw the celebration. Pure, unbridled.
And now here is another interception. Marcus May with a pick. And the Saints are going to take possession of the football. That is now 5 interceptions that he has thrown in this ball game. If I asked you to speculate what's possibly going on in his head, what would you say?
Well, if he's as mentally strong as I believe he is, he understands that not all of these picks have been his fault. Some of the throws, yes, but there have been a good number of them where he hasn't been helped by his own receivers, and they've turned into interceptions. So he knows if he keeps firing, perhaps good things can happen, not just in this game, but especially in later ones. That incompletion certainly slows things down a little bit and brings up a very important call for 2nd and long. What do? Run and try and get some yardage and make it 3rd and manageable? Or challenge the coverage again, hoping for a bigger gain?
And he'll be hauled down at about the 30-yard line.
All-pro receiver Michael Thomas missed all of 2021 while recovering from an ankle injury. But we'll never forget that he set an NFL record in 2019 with 145 catches. When healthy, borderline unguardable, just like he was on that play.
No, he was hit as he threw it there, and that one winds up incomplete.
That certainly appeared to be a play call where they were just trying to make 2nd down, 2nd and short. I think they thought the coverage was off a little bit more than it was. Nice job there pressing up on it and forcing the incompletion.
Now Carr, after the incomplete pass, brings him up 2nd and 10. Here's a play fake as they set up to throw. He's going to rifle one deep left side. And that's going to be incomplete. Good effort there trying to take a shot, but it's 3rd down.
Absolutely no disguise on that one. They just went for it. Put him out there and said, go deep. Let's try and hit him. Unfortunately, to no avail.
To the air again with Winston. Complete. It's Johnson.
And they're going to get this down inside the 20.
A pretty sizable deficit here in the first quarter. This defense probably need to get off the field in those situations on 3rd down.
And you and I both know in this huddle before that last 3rd down play, that's exactly what they talked about. Let's make a play. Let's get off the field. Let's reverse the momentum. Instead, they got hit with another 1st down, almost back to the drawing board.
And that's good for a pickup of 10 yards. And they'll be left with a 2nd and about a foot. On the counter, here's Kamara. And now they're inside the 10 as he's brought down at the 9. Only gets a yard, but it's enough to set him up first and goal. We haven't seen much from him running the football here in this first quarter.
No, you're right about that. We haven't seen much of him at all so far. They've stacked him up pretty well, but when you're trying to run the football, sometimes you got to play the long game. Keep handing it to him, and some of those runs that aren't working now, they turn into 6, 7, 8, and maybe more later on.
And he tries to keep the legs churning, but he's going to be stopped behind the line. On second and goal, Carr. The quick slant caught. That was the 9th play of the drive, and they pick up 9 yards with it.
They kept the receiver in the short field, but that let his quarterback get the ball quickly to him before either guy in double coverage could react.
They're knocking on the door as they come to the line here on 3rd and goal from the 1. And they'll turn to the power game to try to get in. And he takes it across and into the end zone. Touchdown, Saints. Dan Arnold, his first rushing touchdown on the year. And the Saints take a 3-touchdown lead. Footing always a concern, but the extra point's up and good. And the lead opens up now to 22 points. Set now to kick this one away, and off it goes.
Nwangu now from his end zone. And tackled at the 21-yard line, so a net negative there of 4 yards. Here are the Vikings now to start their next drive. So now, Charles, this drive maybe a touch more important, trying to erase the memory of that interception they had the last time out.
Yeah, and everyone goes through this because even the best in the game, you're going to have games where it just doesn't go right for you, and interceptions result. So, frankly, to me, it's all about how you respond, not just the types of plays that you call, but how you carry yourself, how you show your team that you're still with it, and how you continue to lead.
Ball up to the 35 now as they come up on 1st and 10. Cousins to throw it. And now look at this. Big gain, but a fumble. And this is picked up by the Saints. And he will bring this all the way back out to midfield.
All these years we've been watching the game, I start to get the sense that whenever it rains out, those guys have to touch the ball and carry it. They're extremely resentful about that weather.
Yeah, I'm just happy I'm not resentful that we have a roof over our heads. I know that much.
Yeah, maybe we won't fumble our play sheets here as we just saw the fumble happen on the field.
And if there was a lane there, it closed up quickly as he stopped for no gain. 2nd down. Carr to throw on 2nd down. And incomplete on the deep ball.
Oftentimes when you're losing a game and the team's still throwing with this kind of a lead, you start playing a little more physically. And they took that opportunity right there to be extremely physical and force that incompletion.
This offense so far on 3rd down, they've converted 3 out of 5 thus far. This is 3rd and 10.
Oh, he tries to force it in, and it's intercepted. Picked off by Lewis Seen. And the Vikings are going to have the short field here as they'll take over right at the 50.
Cousins and the Vikings with a 1st and 10 right at the 50-yard line. On play action, they'll throw. He's going to take a shot right away for the end zone. And this is going to be intercepted. Picked off by Marshawn Lattimore.
And the Saints are going to take over once again, and they'll have it at their own 8-yard line.
Well, all I can do up here is just shake my head. I mean, 6 interceptions. I cannot imagine what he's thinking between the ears right now.
Well, just think of how it is for his teammates, because after the first few, you know they're going over to him, hey, we'll get him next time.
He's got a man, complete.
And they're going to get this up to midfield.
I would say just add that one to the total big plays he's already made here in the first month of the year. You've got to think the front office and the coaching staff have got to be excited about what they've seen so far and really excited about what they expect to see down the road.
He'll get just a yard on the scramble at 2nd down.
I think the defense surprised him there with that blitz on 1st down, but give him credit. Stayed cool under pressure and still found a way through the extra rushers for positive yardage. Well done.
Looking to throw again on 2nd down. Carr
Finding Johnson on the out route. That's complete.
He is out of bounds, but not before he's inside the 30. A gain there of 21 yards.
So many times in my career I've heard coaches talk about completions are one thing. But as long as we're there at the catch and we get guys on the ground, we can live with that. But if you're going to give up 10, 12, 15 yards after the catch, then your defense is going to be in a lot of trouble.
Now here's a look for the end zone, but that one's going to wind up incomplete.
And I think they'd be well served to take that type of a physical approach against him the rest of the game. He's had his way so far, but on that last one, that worked quite well for the defense.
On second down, Kamara. They get 6. That'll leave them with 3rd and 4.
That's a really nice job by them picking up the run blitz and detecting it and blocking it and turning it into a nice run. And a lot of times you think if you blitz a running play, you're going to smother it. But a lot of the blitzers, they come in a little bit high. They don't have great leverage, and they're easily blocked and turned to the side.
In search of 4 yards here to pick up the first down.
To throw, it's Carr.
And that will be incomplete. Oh, he left that one in a bad spot, but fortunately it's just an incompletion and not picked to bring up 4th down.
Oh, they get to the football. It's blocked. It's picked up. A live ball. Look at this. Middle of the field. A breakaway. 30. Past the 20. Touchdown, Vikings. A great play there. His first touchdown on the year.
And the Vikings take the blocked field goal and convert it into 6 points.
This time, the extra point up and good. And that will cut the lead down to 15.
Now Joseph tees it up to kick off following the touchdown. They'll elect to bring it out here from the end zone. And he'll be brought down shy of the 20, so the decision to bring it out of the end zone, not a good one. The Saints offense on the field, ready to get their drive started.
Last time they had a little bit of a special teams breakdown. The field goal was blocked.
Yeah, and everything has to be precise in the kicking game. Snap, hold, kick. Obviously the blocking to keep people out. So what you really want to do is get in there and get 6 points and take the pressure off of those guys. One thing you're hoping for when you run drag routes, you're able to hit a receiver in stride and he can pick up a lot of yardage after the catch. But in this situation, the defense was effective, able to stop him before you get a good head of steam going.
Oh, and a bad throw there. It's intercepted.
Picked by the linebacker, Brian Asamoah. And the Vikings are going to take possession of the football. So that changes things. You get the interception, and then to boot, a good return tacked on.
And really it was down to him versus the quarterback on the return, and that's one you would think the defender would win. But a nice job there of seeing the play all the way to the end and making the tackle.
And he'll get into the end zone. Touchdown, Minnesota.
Dalvin Cook with his second touchdown here in this first half. And the Vikings are able to cut into that deficit.
And that is off the left upright. It's no good. Now he's back out there to boom this one away, maybe with some frustration after the PAT miss. The Saints offense on the field, ready to get their drive started. Trying to shake off the interception. He'll look to throw. And that'll be incomplete.
I think he's got to be careful not to force anything into coverage right there. There weren't really any throwing lanes. But the best part for him, he's got second and third down to fall back on.
So following the incompletion, here's 2nd and 10 from the 25. They'll pound it up the middle with Kamara. And from the 25, they work this to the 29, a gain of 4.
That second down play call was not to pick up the first down. It was to accomplish what they did to get them into a manageable 3rd down because they had incompletion on 1st down, so they were behind the sticks, so to speak. They needed to make up some ground, and they did.
To throw his car. That's to his running back. It's Alvin Kamara.
And he is going to have a Saints first down as they're able to get the 3rd down conversion.
There are a lot of tough routes to try and cover. When you see a runner come out of the backfield and run this angle route, looks like they're going to the flat, and then they put their foot in the ground. Sharply inside, not easily covered, and then when they catch it, good momentum built up by them as well.
And able to pick up the first.
Ready.
On 1st and 10, Winston.
On this one, incomplete. The pressure got to him as he released it. And it's 2nd down. The Saints at 3-0 here in the month of September. And they coming on a pretty good roll here. Winners of 3 straight.
And I thought that they played pretty well last week. Their execution, their discipline, their resilience, all on display in that victory.
To throw again on 2nd down. Winston.
Slant pass complete to Olave. He's got room at the 30.
And he goes down, but not before getting this inside the 25. The catch and run going to wind up netting him 33 yards.
We spent a lot of time talking about what's going on the field. How about off the field with the evaluation? And they spent a lot of time saying, we've got to get a rookie in here who has big playability. And that's exactly what we're seeing here early in his career.
Drafted him in the spring. Here he is early in the fall making an impact. Throwing on 1st down, but this one winds up to be incomplete.
It sort of looks like they still have some fight in them on this series because it seemed like things were headed for the red zone. But if this defense gets 2 more stops, they can keep them out of that area.
Winston to give. It's Kamara.
They'll get him to the ground at the 20 following a pickup of 4. The offense on 3rd down, they're at 50%, 4 for 8. This will be 3rd and 6. Open man is Michael Thomas.
And he is going to have a Saints first down as they're able to get the 3rd down conversion.
2 minutes remaining in this first half of football.
So not quite a 1st and goal. It's 1st and 10 from the 10.
On play action, Winston. Toward the pylon, caught. And that's good for a pickup of 10 yards. And that'll leave him with a 2nd and just a few inches left. A 10th carry for Kamara. And he is met in his tracks behind the line of scrimmage.
So they just need 1 yard here to pick up the first down.
Here's Kamara trying to run for it. And this time he is in.
Alvin Kamara
punching it in from a yard away as his guys are able to extend their lead. And again, it's no good. A few boo birds coming out as he's missed his 2nd extra point here in the first half. The ball upright on the tee, and the Saints kick team booms it away.
Fields it right around the goal line. And he'll be stopped up at the 25.
Here are the Vikings now to start their next drive.
Charles, we'll see what they can do here. Not a ton of time left, but enough certainly to get points out of this drive, and they need them right now because they're trailing.
Yeah, this is exactly why you practice a 2-minute drill all through camp and at least one practice each week before a game. A minute left, more than enough time to string a few completions together, reach the end zone, and then make that walk back to the locker room just a little more animated.
They try to throw on second down, but this one is incomplete.
This defense has passed its first 2 tests by forcing back-to-back incompletions. They know there's probably another throw coming on third down. Let's see if they decide to force the issue by sending people on a blitz.
On third down, Cousins. And my goodness, another interception. Picked off by the Honey Badger, Tyrann Mathieu. And the Saints are going to take possession of the football. An unfortunate sequence there, trying to get points before intermission, but now the interception, and their opponents have a chance to possibly pad their lead.
Yeah, they had an opportunity there, and they weren't able to capitalize on it, and that's something that could come back and haunt them later. They're begging their defense now to keep them from scoring before the half ends.
Now a 1st and 10 at the 11.
Following the interception, Winston. Touchdown!
Chris Olave.
An 11-yard touchdown.
And the Saints are able to widen their lead here in this first half.
And can you believe it? He misses another one, his 3rd so far. The kickoff team on the field now as they will send this one away.
This fielded right at the goal line. And good coverage there on special teams as they'll get him down shy of the 20.
Here are the Vikings now to start their next drive. And what do you think goes on here in this situation? If you got the football, you're trailing, you're back in your own territory with just a little time. Do you try something?
You're thinking about jump-starting your team, right? You just mentioned it. They're down. They're trying to get back into the game. But you got to figure, if something goes wrong, you may have put yourself in a spot where you may not be able to come back in the second half. Managing risk, this is a big decision here.
And now here is another interception.
Isaac Yedem picks it. And the Saints are going to take possession of the football.
They are in an interception mood on defense. Had 2 nice interceptions a week ago. Now 2 here in the first half.
Yeah, we call it ball hawking. And the only way to truly be good ball hawks is not guessing. It's not just simply anticipation. It's study and understanding what they like to do and beating them to the spot and creating big plays.
Well, they're watching the film, and it's working.
And he's going to be marked down just outside the 10.
Now whistles and a timeout with 3 seconds left in the first half. And you see the clock almost empty, so this is likely the last play in the second quarter. And Winston lost the football. And the Vikings pick up the football. But they will not be able to capitalize as time has run out here on the first half of play. So we reach halftime in what's been a fairly one-sided game so far. As it's time now to send you back stateside to Orlando, Florida, and check in with Jonathan Coachman at our EA Sports Halftime Report. Coach. Welcome back. Charles and I settled into the booth, ready for quarter number 3. As they say here in London, all to play for as we are back underway in the second half.
From a couple yards deep, he'll bring it out of the end zone.
And he'll be out of bounds across the 25. The Saints offense on the field, ready to get their drive started. They start the second half with Kamara. And he'll push his way forward to about the 32. 6 yards on that last play. Here's 2nd and 4. Jameis to throw it. And that is incomplete.
Well, partner, I think the defensive fellas got the memo, and they decided to cover him on that play.
Yeah, he's already up over 100 yards in this game. They tried a deep shot, couldn't get it.
Yeah, when you've had that much success, finally, someone said, let's try and put a stop to it and put people on him.
He's going to fire one deep, middle of the field. That's going to be knocked away and incomplete.
Not only did he have a chance to scan the field there, it felt like he had a chance to scan it twice. The protection was that good. Unfortunately for him, the coverage downfield, equally good.
This is fielded at the 27. It'll be 37 yards there on the punt, and out will come the offense as they take over. Here are the Vikings now to start their next drive. They are looking to make a bit of a 180. They are sputtering right now.
And frankly, I think it's time to call your playmakers together and say, all right, guys, we're going to lean on you through this patch. We need you to get us back on track and get us going in the right direction. So you're calling plays geared to them. Not necessarily that you look at your plays, oh, this hurts the defense. I want the ball in the hands of X, Y, and Z and see if we can move forward.
And my goodness, another interception.
And the Saints are going to... possession of the football. So 1st and 10, and if they score on this drive, might have to start digging in our second half blowout material.
Off the play fake, Winston. That is hauled in by Michael Thomas. And they'll wind up getting this one all the way down inside the 20. That one nearly 30 yards, 29 officially.
So here's a 1st and 10 now, down inside the 20.
Winston escaping the pressure right.
That one tipped, and it's incomplete. Good hands there defensively. And 2nd down.
Well, no surprise there. He was looking for one of his favorite targets again as soon as he left the pocket. But the coverage was good downfield. They got right to the receiver and helped prevent that completion.
To throw on 2nd and 10. Winston. And out of bounds all the way down at the 3. For a big guy, Jameis sure can move. Did a nice job there picking up the 1st down with his legs.
At this point, this offense feels like they could just roll out anything, and it would work. They are certainly in no hurry for this one to end. Not when they can rack up some stats and continue to add to their lead.
Kamara is into the end zone for a Saints touchdown. So they're able to capitalize there on the short field, and that might prove to be the score that turns out the lights.
The party's over. Oh, sorry about that. That's an old reference there, folks. But, yeah, they've been the better of the two teams by far. That's great complimentary football right there. Defense gets the turnover, sets up the short field, and the offense goes right out and scores to open up a pretty sizable lead.
Taken from about the 12.
Here are the Vikings now to start their next drive.
Well, this has been a tough one for them, Charles. They've struggled really on both sides of the football. And one thing that's really plagued them, the turnovers. They've had issues keeping the football in their possession.
And every game that's ever been played, all coaches talk about taking care of the football and limiting turnovers. And in this one, after we saw that first turnover, we worried that things would snowball, and it certainly did, especially on the scoreboard.
Call it a gain of a couple, and that's going to leave them with a 3rd and about 5.
Sometimes you're aligned perfectly and the play comes to you, and sometimes you got to cover some ground to go make the play, as we just saw there.
We saw a great example of perseverance right there on that play.
Oh, that's into a double team, and it's intercepted.
It's the Honey Badger, Tyrann Mathieu.
And the Saints are going to take over at their own 41. Winston and the Saints now with a 1st and 10 at the 41-yard line. And from the shotgun, he'll throw.
He's going to loft one deep left side here. It's incomplete. Took a shot, couldn't connect.
The offense schemed going 5 wide, trying to create a chance for the big shot, and they took it. If he comes down with that one, that's a huge offensive swing. But credit the defense with a nice play, knocking that one away.
Play action now, Winston. And he rifles one incomplete.
Well, so far in this drive, they've done some good work. They force incompletions on 1st and 2nd down, bring up 3rd and 10. That brings up the big question. Do they bring pressure, or do they play coverage on this down?
On 3rd down, here's Kamara. And he gets it just shy of midfield, but that's not enough. He's short of the marker. 7 yards on the carry there, but now they're staring at 4th down. Here comes the Saints punter now, as he'll punt it away for the 4th time today. That'll go as a punt of 34 yards that time. And they will take over 1st and 10. Here are the Vikings now to start their next drive. They're sort of seeing themselves spiral out of control. Let's see if they can get things back on track.
And this is where the coach is walking that line of being calm and really being firm with his team. I had one tell me once, when we were having a tough patch, this too shall pass, this too shall pass. And if I kept having a rough patch, he said, but
they're looking for Jefferson, but this is intercepted. Picked out by Pete Werner. And the Saints are going to take possession of the football. Well, to be blunt, not a whole lot has gone right for this defense in this ball game, but that's something right there. Still in the 3rd quarter. It would take something around miracle territory for a comeback, but maybe that's a start, Charles.
Looking for Thomas. He's got him. Touchdown, New Orleans. A 24-yard touchdown.
And the Saints take the forced turnover on defense and convert it into 6 points.
Lutz with the extra point. And the lead grows even larger here in the 3rd quarter. The kickoff unit is out on the field, and they will send this one away.
Nwangu now from his end zone.
Here are the Vikings now to start their next drive. Trying to shake off the interception from the last drive. He'll look to throw. And it's incomplete. Took a shot, couldn't connect. So now 2nd and 10 after the incompletion on 1st down. Now Cook running right. They'll get him to the ground at the 20 following a pickup of 4.
I don't care what the emphasis is in the NFL at any given time. Every defense is still going to say their #1 goal every game is stop the run. And right now, they're not doing that, and that really chips away at your confidence.
Over the middle, it's complete.
And he will have a Vikings 1st down as they're able to get the 3rd down conversion. Hey, check,
check. 1st down, here's the run with Cook.
He'll get a yard, that's all, as they get him down at the 28.
No doubt about it. A really nice job there by the defense, not allowing him to get to the perimeter. But that means your defensive ends, your outside linebackers, the guys that you pay big money to sack the quarterback, they also have to have interest in the running game as well.
And he's going to be intercepted for the 3rd time thus far.
Isaac Yiadom in there to pick it. And he will take this one home. It's a touchdown.
Well, if there was any thought that this thing might turn around for this offense in the 2nd half, I think those thoughts pretty well dashed after that interception return there.
It just has not been a good outing for this unit whatsoever. There's no other way to say it. They've been overmatched, haven't performed to the level that they've needed, and that throw there just going to contribute to this game getting out of hand.
Nwangu now from his end zone. And he'll get it up past the 20 to about the 22.
Here are the Vikings now to start their next drive.
And not the first time that they're coming back out off of a turnover, but the last one really hurt Charles with that pick 6.
And it feels like the whole team's infected right now, doesn't it? It's not just been one person. It's kind of been a group effort where the mistakes have happened. Can they put that aside, kind of start over, and put together a nice drive.
Second down, they go right back to Cook.
Oh, he's got some breathing room.
132 yards for him on the ground now as he has been terrific here this afternoon.
Following the good run by Cook, here's another 1st and 10. Back to throw. Hall. This one caught. It's the tight end Hawkinson. And he's going to get this down to the 35-yard line. 23 yards on the play. So in Saints territory now. Here's 1st and 10 at the 35-yard line. Left side, Cook. And maybe a measure of revenge there. He's had his way in this one, but this time they get him behind the line. Hall to throw on 2nd down. And his pass is intercepted for the 4th time today. Picked off by the linebacker, Demario Davis.
And the Saints are going to get it back here just past the 35. Boy, Charles, you hate to see this for a rookie quarterback. You're hoping it doesn't shake his confidence, but that confidence, it might be shaken because that is 4 interceptions for him now in this ballgame.
It has to be shaken. Wouldn't be human if you weren't. Doesn't matter whether you're a rookie or a veteran. 4 interceptions, you're not sure what you're doing out there. So to me as a coaching staff, I would think very hard about getting him out and trying it again another day.
So apparently some grabbing there in the middle of the O-line.
I've often wondered why that doesn't happen more often for guys that play center. Having to snap the ball and then trying to get your hands into the proper position, that's difficult to do. He got caught that time.
So it'll be a change of possession on the turnover when we get back. Here's Winston.
On the slant, complete to Michael Thomas. But he's turning in a nice performance. Remember, he had the touchdown earlier, and this time he's able to beat double coverage to grab it.
I think that if he weren't worried about a taunting penalty, he'd run by the opposing team's bench and say, guys, 2 is not going to be enough. You better get some more guys trying to cover me. He knows how to get open downfield.
Throwing again on 2nd down, but this time it's incomplete.
Their passing attack, even though that one was incomplete, has been really sharp in this one. It's resulted in a lot of touchdowns, and it looks like they're not going to stop throwing the football until the very end of this one.
Well, that will certainly make everyone involved on offense pretty happy because that gives them all a chance to pad their stats a bit. But as far as the actual need, you and I both know they can just run this clock out because this one, it was over a long time ago.
Now a 1st down carry. It's Kamara. And he's going to get a solid gain of 9 before being brought down. 2nd and right at a yard.
I know you're trying to wring every yard out of a run, but I think 9 yards there is ideal in this situation.
Yeah, now next couple plays, you'll only need 1 yard. Keep that clock rolling with a lead here in the 4th.
Yeah, what you're saying is maybe if it takes you 1 or 2 more runs to get the 1st down, that's extra time, extra plays. Really hurts the team on defense.
They go play action. Winston. And this one is incomplete.
Partner, in the sportsmanship handbook, there's something to be said for calling the dogs off in a blowout. But these defenders, they also know this is the NFL, and it's their job to stop them, whether they're in the game or they're down by a handful of touchdowns.
On 3rd and 1, here's Winston.
All right, rifles one, and that's going to be intercepted. Andrew Booth picks it off. And the Vikings are going to take over at their own 13-yard line.
Now they get a 4th quarter pick. A little something to hang their hat on, I guess.
Okay, so let's face it, though. Who's happy about this play? Fantasy guys, right?
Yeah.
The analytics will tell you one thing or another. That's a bad play on one hand, a good play on the other. But it's all about the fantasy points here.
Yeah, because this ball game is over. After the incomplete pass, here now is 2nd and 10. Looking to throw. Hall. And he comes back with one complete. And he gets this one just shy of the 35 to the 34. That good for 21 yards on the catch and run. So signs of life in what's been a dormant offense in this second half. Here's 1st and 10. Back to throw. Hall. And now here is another interception. Picked off by the Honey Badger, Tyrann Mathieu. And the Saints are going to get the football here at their own 40-yard line. Yet another mistake after the interception there. And gosh, you look up at the scoreboard, they just got to be thinking this one cannot get over fast enough.
It certainly can't. And also what happens when you get this big of a deficit, you're supposed to make all the right throws, right? You're supposed to try and obviously get the ball to your own guys. But being down this big, you also take even more chances. And in this situation...
And now this is intercepted. My goodness.
Picked by the linebacker, Brian Asamoah. And the Vikings are going to take over at their own 41.
Here are the Vikings now to start their next drive.
Remember, they have won 3 straight, but getting to 4 straight does not appear to be in the cards as they are in a big fourth-quarter hole. He'll fire it deep for Rager.
That's caught at the 25. A big play there for Minnesota. 53 yards. Well, that didn't take long. One play, and we're already looking at a 1st and goal situation. They'll run with Cook. And he will score. Touchdown, Vikings.
Dalvin Cook with touchdown number 3 in the game and 6 on the year. And the Vikings get a small measure of revenge as they cut into this fourth-quarter deficit.
The Vikings leave the offense on the field as they're going to line up and go for 2. They'll look to throw. Oh, the ball comes out on the hit, but they'll say it's incomplete.
As we prepared for these games, we've noticed offensive coordinators have had an expanded playbook on 2-point conversion tries because they never know when they may have to use it during a game.
But that also means the defense probably has more for these situations too, right?
No doubt about it. I think for the most part, defenses will be aggressive on 2-point tries. They want to get after the offense and make them force the issue.
And here the defense wins. The Saints offense on the field, ready to get their drive started.
You just kind of feel for the defense right now. This deficit, they have not been able to stop them the entire game, Charles.
And Jameis intercepted a 3rd time.
And the Vikings are going to have great field position here as this is returned just shy of midfield. I'll tell you, far from ideal conditions to play in, but neither offense has had much trouble. Plenty of points to go around. 1st and 10.
The first play of the drive there is incomplete. Another pass attempt, another incompletion, and they're just a little over 100 yards passing here in this game, so defensively, pretty good job.
Definitely, because they were never really able to get the ball in the hands of their playmakers, so a lot of credit to the defensive game plan, and especially the execution.
9 yards, and that leaves them just short, so it'll be 3rd and less than a yard. Looking to throw. Hall. Well, had his hands on it, couldn't bring it in. Pretty symptomatic of how this game's been going. Running for it. Here's Cook. No reason not to try it there, and they do indeed convert on 4th.
He's been tough for this defense to handle, over 100 yards. You kind of knew that they were going to him on that play, didn't you?
They certainly did. That's one of those situations where you simply say, my best runner over my best blockers, let's go ahead and pick it up. And I don't care if they know it on the other side. Here we come, and they got it done.
At this point, down big, you'd have to imagine this defense are just going to sit back, blanket the field as best they can.
Yeah, this is actually the easy part of the game for them because, just as you noted, they can sit back, keep everything in front of them. But they blanketed the field the entire game using a variety of coverages.
Now, meanwhile, a pass that should have been intercepted, but it winds up falling incomplete. And this offense on 3rd down today, they've had their troubles, just 1 for 6. This is 3rd and 10. goodness, another interception. It's the Honey Badger, Tyrann Mathieu.
And the Saints are going to take over once again at their own 25-yard line.
The Saints offense on the field, ready to get their drive started.
And after the interception, they are sitting in an even better spot with the ball and a comfortable fourth-quarter lead.
Now a deep ball here, hauled in just past the 50. And he's going to be out of bounds, but not before he takes it inside the 40. They give him a gain of 38. Boy, another big play late here for an offense, Charles, that certainly has had its fair share of big plays.
Coverage has been a problem all game long, and I would say that going along with that has been confidence. Because even if they had the right coverage, they've still dented them, and now it's been a real issue for them during this game.
And that is knocked away in the middle of the field and incomplete.
And that's a nice job there because you've got to play the ball, not the man when in coverage. That'll keep you away from a lot of needless penalties, and he's able to knock that one away.
Line of scrimmage, again the 37 as they line up 2nd and 10. Winston. And he overshot him there. It's out of bounds, incomplete.
Well, they're up comfortably here, Charles, but that lead certainly not dissuading them from pressing the envelope late. I mean, if anything, with these passes, it's like they're getting more aggressive to try to drive the ball downfield.
And that will certainly lend itself to some post-game questions for that coach. And maybe you and I should attend that press conference and see what he has to say, because someone's going to ask him why he continued to push it. My guess, he didn't like how some of the snaps were run earlier, and he wanted to use that as a chance to clean things up. But he certainly will have some explaining to do.
And this one taken in by Olave. And they're going to get this down inside the 20. Coming up on the final 2.5 minutes. Boy, has it been fun to watch this offense operate. Quite the display, and now they look to...
And he's going to have to eat this one as down he goes. Danielle Hunter able to get in there for his 2nd sack of the afternoon.
All right, let's give them a little bit of applause here. Good for them, because this has been a defensive nightmare for them thus far. At least they're finally getting a couple of big plays. Won't make the scoreboard of the ride home easier, but one good moment to watch in film next week.
And he'll get this to the 23, but that'll be well short of what he needed. And we are inside of 2 minutes left in this lopsided affair. And he missed it. It's no good. But that's just a minor blip here in what's been a thoroughly dominating performance. Well, they can probably live with that with this late lead in the 4th quarter. That's one of the few things that's gone wrong.
You're exactly right. This one was well in hand. That kick there was more for cosmetics, you know, to add to their score. Not getting it, that shouldn't harm them at all.
A throw left side to start out. That's complete. And past the 40 before he's out of bounds. Nice way to start the drive. A gain of 12 and a 1st down. Back to throw. Hall. Now a desperation throw deep downfield. And now here's another interception. Picked off by Marshawn Lattimore.
And the Saints are going to have great field position here as this is returned just shy of midfield. Well, they've got the huge lead. Now they have another interception on the defensive side. Seems like everything they touch in this one, Charles, turns to gold.
And they have to be awfully happy right there to get what appears to be one more for the road. It helps seal away one of their best efforts of the season.
And they'll take a knee as the clock runs under a minute to play. And the Vikings are going to beef up their secondary here. 6 DBs on third. And they'll indeed take a knee.
Charles, a lot of happy faces heading into the tunnel as this one ends, and understandably so. Not only did they get the win, but, boy, their offense was on fire in this ball game.
And, partner, I have no idea what the top speed is on one of those high-end sports cars. What's the top gear you can get into? This offense, they certainly were there in this one, huh? Everything clicking for them in this contest, the kind of performance that they're going to cherish.
So for New Orleans, that early momentum continues here as they move to 4-0. And now it's off to Heathrow as they get set to fly back to the U.S. in a couple hours. Meanwhile, for Minnesota, the defeat is their first of the year as they drop to 3-1. And they'll get a chance to redeem themselves next week at home against the Chicago Bears.